Hey, good day, everybody. Well, here we are. I'm on location, y'all. I'm in right outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in a town that I never heard of, that I can't pronounce, but I am here, here for a wedding. One of my husband's best friends is getting married this weekend, and Marco is in the wedding. So we're on location. Yes, we're on location and all is well. All is well. So, welcome everybody. Good day, Wayne. Welcome to Morning Sip with Red Melissa. And Sip is spirit in practice. Spirit in practice. And so, we are still in our series, right? And I jumped on yesterday real quick. That was the quickest sip ever, right? It was like a 3 minute sip yesterday at the airport, and did a quick run through of all the rewords that we've done thus far, and was contemplating on the plane yesterday what the next reword would be, Helen. And, I have a healthy list because y'all had given me a lot of rewords. I have a healthy list. And when I woke up this morning, I felt like really tired, like not sleepy, but like tired in my body, just tired in my body, and just wanted to like lay down, like not get up for at least, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, but I couldn't. I had to get up. We had breakfast and everything and all that good stuff. And when I came back upstairs, I was still contemplating the reword. And the word that kept coming up for me is restore. Restore, right? Because sometimes we get a little weary, a little worn, right? And we have to spend some time consciously and deliberately giving ourselves some restoration, right? Some restoration. So, of course, I looked up the word restore, and this is what it means. This is what it means: to bring back to a former or original condition. I sat back on that. To bring back to a former or original condition. And so I started thinking about, from a spiritual perspective, what our original condition is. What is our original condition, right? And our original condition is we're spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings, right? And so I took that with me into my morning practice this morning. And when I wrote down the date in my journal for my writing this morning, the date is 11/11/21. And I stopped. I said 11/11. I love these master numbers, right? Because 11 is a master number. And today's date is 11/11, right? Which is a double dose of a master number. And so I said, I wonder if there is something here with restore, with restoration. So I got curious about 11/11, right? And went down the rabbit hole with it. But it's so perfect for restore. It's so perfect for today's reword. So I want to share a little bit, and then you could see how this all comes together, right? So first of all, 11, all the 11s, 22, 33, all these double numbers like that are considered master numbers. As a matter of fact, my daughters, I have twin girls, and I got to pick the day they were going to be born because I had a C-section. And the doctor told me to pick any day between February 20th and February 28th or 27th, somewhere in there. And immediately I said, 22, because I know it's a master number. And to give birth and to bring these beautiful beings into this world on a master number day was just awesome for me. So November 11th is a double dose of auspicious energy, right? So if anyone's into numerology, I dibble and dabble into a number of things. And at one point in my life, I was heavily into numerology, right? And always curious about the master numbers. So when you have like we do today, November 11th, 1111, you get a double dose of auspicious energy, right? And to have a double dose on a day where personally I'm feeling a little worn down, right? And having SIP be about restore, what a great day to restore on an auspicious day, right? On a day where the energy, there's a double dose of this auspicious energy that this 11 master number radiates, right? So I'm like, yes, I'm into that. I could feel that. I like it. So 11 is a number of spirituality and duality, right? And it brings a message of awakening and synchronicity. So the very fact that this was happening today, to me, is a demonstration of synchronicity, right? All right. It's an opportunity for us to dive deeper into our spirituality, right? And it's especially a good time to like really tune in to what the universe is saying to you, to really listen and look for subtle signs and symbols that that are for you, especially today, right? So I want to share something that I read because, like I said, y'all, I went down the rabbit hole on 1111. So this is what I want to share. So 1111 is an auspicious time to hit the reset button on your life and try to move forward with a more abundant and high vibe mindset. The significance of the 1111 date is quite beautiful and poetic, as this is a universal number and a magnificent reset point in our personal lives. Think of this as your magnetic aura undergoing a spiritual control alt delete. 1111 is an ideal time for cleansing and manifestation rituals. As the date's numerological energy naturally helps us to reset and clear our spiritual palette in order to make room for fresh growth. Make room for fresh growth. So I love that, right? Because the other day we was talking about release, right? And I left you all with, what are you ready to release? What is it that we need to let go, right? And so that's a question that I've been saying to myself also, right? And now I know why it's so necessary for me personally right now to look at the things that I need to release. And it may be personal for you too, to look at the things that you need to release, because there's energy that is seeking to come through for this fresh start, right? And we got to have space. We have to create the space for whatever is seeking to come through, to have room to come through, right? If it's crowded in there, it can't come in, right? And so when we look at restoration, when we look at restoring, we're looking at coming to our original condition as spiritual beings, as living as the truth of who and whose we are. Yes? So, what do you consider your original condition? And I hope that your answer is knowing the truth of who you are, right? That we are these expressions of the individualized expression of love, of joy, of peace, of God, of everything that is good. That is our original condition that we get to restore ourselves to especially today. The energy is just so perfect for us to know this again. So you might want to do like a ritual tonight for yourself. I'm going to do one for myself this evening. Just a releasing, to restore, to reset, right? To do a spiritual control alt delete, as I just read. And you think about that, right? Like when our computers get all messed up, what do? We reboot, right? We reboot. And so this could be an opportunity, right, for us to go back to the original settings, right? Sometimes you get that option to reset, right? And it says reset to the original factory settings or something like that, right? And so we get to do that too. We could do that too, right? We could restore ourselves. All right. We could restore ourselves to our original factory settings. And what is the factory? The factory is God, right? God set us up perfectly. But then we get in there, we start playing around, and we start wanting to do this setting and change it to this and change it to that, right? Get it all messy, right? And so this could be a time for us to restore ourselves to our original God settings. Mm, mm, yes, yes. So this is the invitation today. This is talk about synchronicity. Talk about synchronicity. This is what we get to choose for ourselves today, right? To restore ourselves to our original settings, right? Do your own spiritual control alt delete. And when it says, do you want to return to, restore to the original settings? We say yes. We say yes. And the energy of 1111 is inviting us to do so. It's inviting us to do so. So we know that we have access to everything that we need when we get ourselves in alignment with that, right? And sometimes we need to take a moment to restore ourselves to our original settings. So Control, Alt, Delete, right? We're going to reboot, reset, and restore today. However way you need that for yourself today. Because the energy is inviting you to do so. So let's be intentional. Let's pay attention to any signs. This sip might be a sign that you may need to restore something. Restore yourself to your original God settings. Maybe, I don't know. But I suspect that it is true for someone, just as it is true for me. All right? All right, y'all. So that's what I got today. The reword is restore, and we are doing a spiritual reset. Control, Alt, Delete. Returning to our original condition, the original condition as spiritual beings having a spiritual experience as human beings. That's what we're doing. That's what we're being. All right? All right, y'all. So we're living life in joy, connected to our yes. We are restoring ourselves to our original settings. Amen to that. So let's get into some joy news. All right. So I am so excited that Sunday you will experience Living Life in Joy again with Sekou as the guest host. And he will have a surprise guest. So please tune in for Sunday's Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right where you're watching me now. And then at 11:30 a.m., we have Sunday in Praise at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living, where I am the spiritual director. And the guest speaker that day is Stacy Lesoko. She's a practitioner at Rockland CSL and an amazing speaker. And her topic is Seeing Beauty, Feeling Grace. So that's going to be good. And then please mark your calendars for the next meditation with the moon, which is the full moon, Friday, November 19th, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on New Thought Media Network. I am Rev Melissa. And afterwards, we go on Zoom for our after party where we get to just fellowship and share and be with each other for a little bit. So please mark your calendars for November 19th at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And I've been checking out the moon. It's beautiful. It's not quite half a moon yet, but it's beautiful because you can see the outline of the full moon. I was like really paying attention to it as yesterday. Last night we were driving. It was like following us along as we were driving, and I could see like the whole outline of it. But the only part you could really see is the half moon. So I'm excited about this full moon that's coming up because it's going to be brilliant as always. All right, everybody, let me check in with Sekou. You're welcome, Helen. You're very welcome.
What's happening? So,
Hey.
What that reminded me of, the rebooting, it reminded me of when cars first started going digital. Like the dashboard became screens. And now it's pretty commonplace in new cars. The dashboard is a screen, so it can display whatever information you want. I remember when that was first happening, and I was test driving a car, and everything went wonky. And I just pulled over on Canal Street to turn the car off and turn it back on, and everything was fine. I was like, oh, so it's just like a computer. You got to reboot it. And then what that made me think of is the fact that most of us don't panic about rebooting. Like, we just reboot. Like, there's no angst about it. No drama, no wringing of hands. We're like, well, let's just try to reboot first and then see where that gets us. And so if we can reboot ourselves and also be gentle to ourselves at the same time, without beating ourselves up about the fact that we need to reboot, like we can get a lot more done. Because what happens when we're talking about ourselves is we get all angsty about it and feeling some kind of way. But if we just think about it like rebooting the car or rebooting the Wi-Fi or rebooting the computer, it's just the first step. That's just what you do. Like something's a little bit weird, you reboot, and then you take it from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's where I am, y'all. So I'm going to take advantage of the synchronicity. Like, look at the synchronicity, Sekou. I'm away. We're in Georgia, hanging out at this fabulous hotel. The synchronicity of the opportunity to just reboot and restore myself, right? It's just perfect. It's perfect. I couldn't have planned it myself. I didn't plan it. The universe planned it for me. So I am stepping into the invitation and saying yes to a moment to just restore, reboot, reset myself, and see what is seeking to come through that's new and fresh and expansive. So I am so grateful for that. So thank you all for being with me today. I see you, Pastor Al, Helen, Wayne, all of you who are with us for SIP. I'll be back tomorrow for more words, and we'll see what comes up tomorrow. And remember, Control, Alt, Delete. Give yourself a reboot and restore yourself. Restore yourself to your original God settings. Yes. So peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.